So Gideon went down to the edge of the enemy camp. The armies of Midian, Amalek, and the people of the east had settled in the valley like a swarm of locusts. Their camels were like grains of sand on the seashore, too many to count. That sure is a big army. Divided the 300 men into 3 groups and gave each man a ram's horn and a clay jar with a torch in it. Then he said to them, "Keep your eyes on me. When I come to the edge of the camp, do just as I do. As soon as I and those with me blow the ram's horns, blow your horns too, all around the entire camp, and shout, 'For the Lord and for Gideon!'" It was just after midnight, after the changing of the guard, when Gideon and the 100 men with him reached the edge of the Midianite camp. Suddenly they blew the ram's horns and broke their clay jars. Then all 3 groups blew their horns and broke their jars. They held the blazing torches in their left hands and the horns in their right hands, and they all shouted, "A sword for the Lord and for Gideon!" Each man stood at his position around the camp and watched as all the Midianites rushed around in a panic, shouting as they ran to escape. When the 300 Israelites blew their ram's horns, the Lord caused the warriors in the camp to fight each other with their swords. Gideon and his men won the battle without needing to fight, because the Midianites became so afraid they defeated themselves. God showed Gideon that with his help, they could win with 300 men against a giant army.
So you see, Gideon and his men were like ninjas, using stealth. They were able to get close to the enemy camp. They trusted in God's plan, even though they were greatly outnumbered. A ninja must have courage and must trust in God. Sensei Blake, explain to your students what they are going to do next.
The first thing you will do is look in your home kit. You will find a list of discussion questions. Work together as a family and answer these questions. Once you finish that, you will see a craft kit that you can use to make your own torch, like the one Gideon and his men used to scare the Midianites.
Now, it's time to make your torch. So find one of the tubes. It could be a big one or it could be a small one. It doesn't matter. And then what you want to do is you'll find a strip of red paper like this. And what you'll do, you'll need to find some tape. It can be clear tape or masking tape or any kind of tape. It doesn't really matter. But you want to wrap it around the top of the torch, and then you'll tape it in place. You may need more than one piece of tape to do it. That's okay too. Make sure that you get it on there. Now that you have the top, you'll have in your bag, your home kit, the different flames. And so then you'll take your glue stick, and make sure you put a good amount of glue on it so that it'll stick. You can put some glue on the red part as well. And then you'll press it together to make sure it's good and gonna stick. Okay, like this. You can also, you don't have to only put it on the outside, you can put them on the inside as well. So once again, put some glue on there, a good amount, so it will stick. We can put this one on the inside. Make sure you push down on it. You have to hold it for a minute or so. Otherwise, it'll come off again. Okay? So make sure you give a good hard press. There we go. We got that flame. Let's see, we got a whole little bunch that we put together. like this, so you can put them together first by gluing them separately, and then you take the big bunch of them. We're going to put this one on the inside, so let's put the glue over here. There we go, nice amount of glue, as you can see. We're going to put that on the inside, and we're going to hold it down nice and tight. Make sure that it sticks. There we go. We'll put a little piece of tape on this one on the outside. It wants to seem to come off. So we can use the tape on the outside too. It's okay. You can use tape and glue, whatever works best for you. And there you go. You can see that you got a torch forming there. And you can keep putting more and more on. The bigger the flame you want, you can do. That's fine. And then, if you want to get fancy, you can take some aluminum foil and you can cover the outside with aluminum foil, or you can keep it this way and you can take your pen, and since this story about Gideon comes from Judges, and so I think it would be good to put Judges 7, 1 to 25. That's the Bible passage that we read and did, so that we know the story of Gideon. So there you go. You could write on your tube, on your torch handle, Judges 7, chapter 7, verses 1 through 25. And there you have your own torch of Gideon.